PowerTalk Productions presents Dr. B, the ultimate legacy builder. PowerTalk is a movement, not just a show. Join us to explore life's challenges, share success stories, and uncover profit secrets from top experts and innovators. Get inspired, gain confidence, and elevate your business and life. Dare to be you and step into your greatness with PowerTalk. Thanks for connecting with Dr. B. Let's create a lasting legacy together.
Hello, everyone. I'm back here on PowerTalk Live, where I am featuring and interviewing amazing entrepreneurs, but specifically today, humanitarians that lead with their heart and their soul. I want to introduce to you an amazing person. Her name is Pauline, and I'm going to let her say where she's from and tell them what you do.
Thank you so much, Dr. B. My name is Pauline Grouette. I'm actually from a town. It's not even a town. It's called a hamlet just south of Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. And what I do is I am a life mentor. I am a vision board facilitator and an author. So I help people live their greatest lives.
Love it. I love vision boards, and I've done them, oh my God, for more than 30 years. And I truly believe that when we activate that reticular activating system, we manifest anything and everything we want. So I'm glad you're here, and that way you can share more information about that. But, today we're going to be talking about leading with your heart and soul. And I know that in addition to your amazing work that you do, you're also doing humanitarian work. So your topic is you said it was born to serve. So tell us a little more about your chapter and why did you start with your mission on serving people?
Okay, so my chapter, first of all, is about how I wasn't always leading with my heart. And sometimes I would get stuck in that masculine energy where I wasn't being creative and I wasn't leading with my heart. I was stuck in my head. So I really learned how to serve differently. The other part of this is born to serve. And why this is so important is because everybody's born with their purpose. And ever since I've been a child, I was, encouraged to give back and to help people less fortunate or people who I could help in general. That became so much bigger than what I ever thought it would be. And it ended up being international. I started as a child. My grandmother would knit mittens and scarves and toques and socks and help single parents. And I almost feel like I'm carrying on her legacy of doing that because I'm not only helping women and children to live their best lives, but it feels like it's in me. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm doing with that is I'm starting a not-for-profit where it's called Daddy's Little Girl and Beyond. Oh. Because Daddy's Little Girl is just a title. You're so much more than that. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing with me and my vision board over here. Sorry. That's one thing that I learned is that it's a personification. It's not intrinsically who you are. So you could be so much more than that. And this is so dear to my heart. Mm-hmm. As an author writing my autobiography, so I'm not going to wreck it for anybody, but So leading with my heart and soul, it was a natural for me to be part of this book. And I'm very proud of this.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that might be listening to the replay or watching it, and they might have that interest in maybe beginning some type of service and trying to figure out, how do I serve? How do I give back to the world? And what would you tell them? Like, how do they get started?
Yeah, that's actually really funny that you say that, because so many people are, if you've heard of the ripple effect, there are so many people who are already serving. They are already helping, and they don't even realize it, because so many people are amazing. Like, I'll give you an example. By helping somebody out at work, you're serving. By helping your children, you're serving. Being on that, volunteering for the sports teams for your children, or for the PAC committee, or with your church, or anything else. Anything that you're volunteering your time, your energy for others is service.
It's service.
And it doesn't matter how small. So it doesn't have to be a gigantic thing.
I love that you're saying that, because it's anything you're doing that you give without the expectation is really what we consider to be of service,
100%.
One of the things that I do, toy drives, and I mean, I do a lot of things, but one of them is toy drives. So my closet is always full of toys that people give me in a collect, so that I have a special occasion where I go and give them out. And my nephews and my niece, they see them. So then they bring me their clothes that don't fit them anymore. And they're like, here, give them to kids.
That is so sweet.
So they start young, when they begin to model what they see. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because people should keep that in mind, that when people see you, it's like you're walking the talk, and then people want to model what you're doing.
Exactly. And I absolutely love that, because I can think of so many people who donate to secondhand stores and things like that. I absolutely love that idea about the toy drive, because as I create things for this, it's going to end up being a camp and so many other things for children and women. It's one of those things that people sometimes think that they're imposing on people. And it's hard especially as women, to accept the help. And this is why it's so dear to my heart, because I was one of those people. And, I wasn't going to let anybody in. And I was a single parent, and I wasn't going to let anybody in, and I was going to do it all myself. Of course, my parents helped me a little bit, but they had their own business that they were taking care of and that they were busy with. And I didn't want to impose on my friends or anything like that. So I was doing it myself. And so as women, it's really difficult. And so I think we need to allow ourselves to accept help. And it's not about pride.
And it's hard. It's hard because I know that when I was going through cancer, and I didn't know how to ask for help, because I'm a doer, I'm a giver. And it was really hard to ask for help. But then there was a moment I couldn't bathe, I couldn't cook, I couldn't clean, I couldn't do anything, because I was so sick, and I had to learn to ask for help. And you have to become humble in so many ways. And it's the hardest thing, believe me.
You know what? I'm so glad you brought that up, actually, because for a while, you go through all of your emotions of regret, or like I'm talking decades, and you're like, oh, why did this happen to me? And it's so easy sometimes to get stuck in victim mode and even survival mode. It might sound like you're doing good, but survival mode is that, I'm
Mhm.
strong. I'm not going to let anybody in, and I do everything for myself. And so allowing yourself that humility is so important because you're
Mhm.
human. You make mistakes, you learn from them, and you grow.
Mhm.
And that's the best gift you can give yourself, and that's the best that you can share with others, your children, people around you.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it's a big lesson in life, and learning how to be humble, how to accept the help, and not always feeling like the one that has to give and support others. It's really
Yeah.
hard. But it was a beautiful experience. It was a beautiful lesson. And one of the things that I do want to talk about, because you're here, and because I love manifesting, and people that want to manifest a humanitarian service and organization, what would you tell them, like, with their vision board, and then I'll tell you what I did in a little bit, but what would you suggest that they do?
Well, it's so much more. Whenever I hold my workshops, it's so much more than just sticking a picture on a page. If you go in there with an open heart and an open mind, you allow yourself to forge a new path of your career, finances, relationships, spirituality, health,
Mhm.
whatever you want, any part of your life. What I would tell them is to dream big. Don't hold back, because
Mhm.
so many people, especially mothers, will say, well, my son or daughter would really like this, so I'm going to put this on my vision board. But I really want them to acknowledge that they are just as important as their kids. And if you don't put that oxygen mask on yourself first, you can't really help anybody else. So by allowing yourself to dream big and to not try and force with vision boards, it's a lot about dreams, hoping, faith, and not only that your dreams are going to come true, it's faith in yourself. And that's one thing that people have trouble with as well.
Mhm, they do. I even had before, I mean, I always wanted to do some type of humanitarian service, especially after I had the cancer. I was like, if I
Right.
survive, I'm going to pay it forward. So I created my vision board, and I put Mother Teresa and Princess Diane. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, they were of service. I'm going to follow, right? And I put their images up there. But again, for those of you that are watching, it's like a big alignment. Like, your bigger goals have to be aligned with your beliefs and your emotions. And if it's not in alignment, then figure out, okay, what am I feeling? What am I believing? And then begin to shift, because you can accomplish anything. If you want to be a humanitarian, be of service, and be able to be there for people and pay it forward, you can achieve anything. And believe me, the currency and the cycle of giving and receiving just gets bigger and bigger.
The
The more
energy.
you give, the more you receive.
Exactly. It's all transactional. It's all, and people don't realize how energy is all around us.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like that saying, I don't know if you have it where you are, but we have a saying here for the blood donor clinic: it's in you to give. It's the same thing. It's in you to give, and energy is
Uh-huh.
all around us.
It is.
And so exactly, the more you dream and the more you allow yourself to have
Mhm.
that vision for yourself, it becomes a
Yeah.
reality.
It does. So, what we want to do is we want to invite you to come and meet Pauline this Saturday. No, not this Saturday, September 28th at 11 p.m. Central. We're going to have the ebook launch of Leading with Your Heart and Soul. You're going to meet her, and you're going to meet other amazing co authors that are part of this book. If you want to connect with them, it's going to be a great opportunity to connect with them. If you want to learn about their humanitarian service, you might need that type of service, or you simply want to know how they started, then begin the conversation. Sometimes all you need to do is ask, and then let's see what happens when you begin to have that conversation and learn what they're doing and how they started. Um, then November 23rd, we're going to be here in Dallas, Texas, the 22nd and the 23rd. So you need to come to Dallas because everything's bigger in Texas.
Oh, and I'm looking so forward to that too, because I'm doing a vision board workshop there.
She is. So you need to be able to come and participate in her workshop. I just want to acknowledge you are one of our diamond sponsors. Every event that we have that deals with leaders of our nations, and when they come to my organization, it's charity. All the funds that are collected is for charity. It's going to go to Alive and Beautiful for people that are struggling with cancer, and part of it is going to help open up a school in Africa. So join us in Dallas. You're going to meet leaders, educators, authors, innovators. We're going to have so much happening. In addition to the book launch, we have 3 organizations that really came together. Leaders of All Nation International. They're over 189 countries. Educational luminaries. They're revolutionizing the educational system, doing big things globally. And then we're recognizing global authors because it's National Authors Month. And of course, leaders and authors will be receiving awards. We have the Alive and Beautiful Gala, where we have cancer survivors walking the runway. And these are the co-leaders, team leaders of the event. So come and join us. It's so much fun. The connections are amazing. And it's an experience that will be unforgettable. So
yeah, I can't wait to meet everybody in person.
I know. I'm excited to see you here. So do you want to leave any ending remarks or a message for our audience?
You know what? If anybody has any questions, my website and my business is guidedjourneycoaching.ca. It's my website. And the nonprofit that I'm doing is Daddy's Little Girl and Beyond. And all the proceeds from my books go towards the camp that is being created. And then a portion of all of the vision board workshops that I'm doing is going towards that as well. So it's for a very, very worthwhile cause, helping children feel empowered, confident to take different steps and have their voice heard, and having women heal so that they don't feel like they're stuck in that corner, and that they're being respected and heard as well, so that if they're in a toxic environment, they can make better choices to get out instead of staying there and feeling stuck.
Yes. Well, I'm so happy for all the work, and thank you for the amazing work you're doing. And we'll see you here in Texas then.
Sounds awesome.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Angelica. This has been awesome.
Thank you. And what we're asking all of you to do is ask any questions you want to ask Pauline, make comments, share, like, and or tell us what type of humanitarian work you're doing, or if you're interested in doing any type of humanitarian service. We're here to answer your questions and engage in your comments. We'll see you until next time. PowerTalk Live. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to PowerTalk Productions with Dr. B. We hope today's episode inspires you to elevate your business and life. Want more visibility and impact? Advertise your business on our show. We're also looking for guests to share their stories and expertise. For sponsorships or interviews, contact us directly. Let's shine together and make a lasting impact. Thanks for connecting with Dr. B, the ultimate legacy builder. Until next time, dare to be you. Step into your greatness and leave a lasting legacy.